everybody. I'm here with Diane tonight. We are cooking up some blueberries because we're in Maine,
It's
and
blueberry
Maine
season.
is known for blueberries, and it's blueberry season. I'm going to be making what's called blueberry slump or blueberry grunt.
Which is very Maine, I think.
It is very Maine, and it
Blueberry
also
slump.
makes me giggle a little bit.
Well,
What's for dessert? We're having blueberry grunt.
yeah, so that's something I had never. It's blueberry slump. I have my mother-in-law's recipe from
And
many,
it's
many
probably
years
the
ago.
same,
It's probably
very
the same
similar.
thing. Yep.
And what are you making?
I am making, this is a funny story. I am making a mascarpone blueberry cake. This recipe came from my very first meeting with my future in-laws. I was so impressed with this recipe.
She's not getting married, her son is.
My future in-laws, exactly.
Your son's
my
future
son, you're right. And so it's she did it with blackberries. We're doing it with blueberries because it's blueberry seasons, but it's delicious and so easy to make. We may make it in 10 minutes. Yeah.
Except for the baking part,
Right.
but the rest of it. And same here.
Yep.
The slump or grunt
Grunt.
is also going to be very, very quick and easy. Next week, I am going to be making lubna and Greek pita. Lubna is, I'm told that's how you say it. It's strained Greek yogurt, and it's really good. You put a little salt in it and then sprinkle it with some spices or herbs, za'atar, for example, and then drizzle the olive oil on there, and it is so good.
And you're making
so
the pita.
rich. And we're going to make the pita, Greek style pita. So it's not the ones that open up, but it's the flat, thick, really young ones.
I'll
So,
come in for that.
Thank you. Let's get started. So I'm making a double batch because 4 cups of blueberries just isn't enough to satisfy everybody. So, and I'm using frozen berries. The first time I made this, I used fresh. I think the frozen berries are absolutely perfect for this because, I mean, they're going to get cooked down anyway, so you have all that extra juice in there. You don't have to have fresh berries.
And you used Wyman's frozen
I
berries.
did. I used
from
Wyman's frozen blueberries from
Maine.
down east Maine.
Down east.
So I'm going to add sugar. I'm going to add some water. I'm going to add some lemon juice, fresh squeezed, because that's the way we like it. Fresh nutmeg, well, fresh grated nutmeg, cinnamon, fresh cinnamon, fresh from the jar, and some lemon zest, fresh, of course.
Already looks so good.
And I'm going to put the cover on. And I, of course, have to use my blue Le Creuset.
So now, is this a brazier?
This is a brazier, and this is actually the last one in the store right now, so don't run on down tomorrow to buy one. We do have them on order, so they should be in soon, but I love this
It's a
pan.
perfect size. You know, you could put a whole chicken in that pan.
You could put a chicken in that pan. You can put, like, pieces of chicken or pork or beef or whatever, saute them, brown them, mix your sauce in there, and then I feel like I'm on QVC. Listen, Diane, this is the pan for you. Anyway, it really is an awesome pan, and I'm not going to go work for QVC, I promise. But it is a great pan.
No, because why aren't you going to go work for QVC? Because here now you're cooking.
Because we're looking to hire here, and if I left to go work for QVC, I'd leave behind some very angry people. But we are hiring. We're looking for somebody who can work weekdays, as well as at least one weekend day. Shifts are about 9:45 to 5:15-ish, 4:15 on Sundays. We're an awesome, fun group of people. I mean,
Yes.
look at us.
Yes,
we have fun.
We have fun.
We do work hard as well, but we have fun. And if you are interested, please stop by and fill out an application. Okay, dumplings. Oh, so I didn't explain what grunt or slump is. It is the blueberries cooked down, they boil up, make a sauce, and then we're going to put our dumplings in, and they're going to cook in the steam from the blueberries. And then we're also going to serve it with either vanilla or coffee ice cream. And oh my God, it's so good. Right. Especially because you have that hot, and then you put the cold, and it gets all melty. I don't have to tell you. So, flour, sugar, salt, baking powder, It does not call for lemon zest, but I had a whole lemon to zest and I didn't need it all in there, so I'm putting some in here just to give the dumplings their own little bit of excitement and flavor. And we're going to just whisk this together to make sure it's all mixed well. And I'll hand that off to you because you're going to need it. Then I'm going to add my cold butter, which I have cut into chunks. And if you've been watching our demos, you're familiar with this process because it's the same one we use for biscuits and scones and pie crust. If you prefer to use a pastry blender,
Right.
Or a fork or whatever, you can do that. You can also make this in a food processor or a stand mixer. You just want to keep a good eye on it because you don't want the butter to get too mixed in. You want it just to sort of get mixed nicely in with the flour. What's your favorite way to do this part?
I would do it in a food processor in a second, but I think it combines it too quickly.
It can combine it too quickly. And I have no problem with doing it that way. I'm not a Luddite. I don't hate technology. I just like to play with my food, and I like knowing that I have lovingly made these dumplings.
Which shows.
With my, I would say with my bare hands, but I have gloves on because it's going to be a little sticky in a minute here. So what are some of your other blueberry recipes that you like to make?
So
You're
I
looking very
just
blueberry
did.
tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. This is my blueberry shirt. I just made some great blueberry muffins, and it was made with sour cream.
Oh.
And they were moist, delicious. I did do fresh picked blueberries, but I think the same. I think any recipe that calls for blueberries, you can certainly use Wyman's frozen blueberries.
Or any other Maine blueberry.
Yeah.
And I have to say this has nothing to do with cooking or really with blueberries per se, but driving down east, driving down east, like up towards Machias, Washington County in the fall is so beautiful with the red of the blueberry leaves. They turn red in the winter or in the fall, and it's just so gorgeous. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So I am going to add.
So you made a little
milk.
hole like a volcano.
I made a little hole like a volcano, and this is why I have the gloves on. You want to be very careful not to overmix your batter here, because otherwise you're going to have tough dumplings, and we want tender, soft, beautiful dumplings. So I'm going to make that into a little bit of a ball. I am being very gentle with it, even though it doesn't look like it. And I'm like sending love through my fingertips.
I can tell. I can tell you're doing that.
And you'll tell when you eat them too.
Yes.
Okay, so there is my dough. See how easy that was to make? Let's take a look at this, and we are starting to boil. So I'm going to give it a little stir. And I'm going to actually get this a little bit more boily before I put this in. So I'm going to hand over to Diane.
Okay, I'm liking the new word boily. I think that's very creative of you.
Well, I if I don't have a word, I make one.
Yes. Okay. So this is blueberry mascarpone cake. The recipe is going to be on our website and available for you. Super easy. In a separate bowl, we're going to combine, I have to read my recipe, 1.5 cups of flour. And this calls for cake flour. I've used cake flour. I can't tell you that I used regular flour. So, I don't think there's a huge amount of difference, except in this is a little finer. And I have to say, I have purchased these 1.5 and 2 cup measuring.
Where did you buy them?
Well, it's a funny story. There's this little shop called Now You're Cooking. Yeah.
In downtown Bath?
In downtown Bath, yeah. But seriously, so many recipes call for a 2 cup of flours or 1.5 cup. And so I just find this to be very, very useful. I would highly recommend these. And also large enough that you could melt butter.
Yeah.
On the stove if you had to. All right, so that's 1.5 cups of flour. This is 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. The lemon zest, it calls for 2 tablespoons. I just did one lemon, and it's not quite 2 tablespoons, but I didn't want to ruin another lemon, you know.
And it's interesting that you don't use juice in this recipe.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
So you wrapped the lemon in plastic wrap just to keep it from drying out
because
too much.
the way that citruses, could I have that zester? The way citruses go badly or soft is that air gets to them. So even if you have fresh limes and lemons you want to keep for a long time, wrap them securely. Yeah, okay. A zester, everybody. If you don't have one of these, again, Now You're Cooking has a beautiful, beautiful selection of
from Microplane.
And I find these to be the easiest to do zesting. All right, and we're just
If
gonna...
I do leave for QVC, you're coming with me.
Yeah, you know what? The QVC ladies, though, they have gorgeous nails. I'm a gardener. I can't do that. Sorry. So,
It's okay.
yeah, thank you. So Heather, don't focus on my fingernails, please. Can we mention who our wonderful little, our wonderful exuberant camera person is?
Of course we can.
This is Miss Heather Fear. She keeps us all in line, I want you to know.
Not only when we're filming.
Yes. And so the what I'm going to put in the mixer this time, this is melted butter, 5 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 eggs.
At room temp?
At room temp, always. Lots of sugar.
3/4.
Oh, yeah, 3/4 cup. And almond extract. Not lemon.
What if you don't like almond
extract? Oh, I think you
vanilla?
could do vanilla. You could even do lemon, but boy, that would make it really lemony, I think. And this is mascarpone. It's similar to cream cheese. This is Italian, and it's creamier. It has a higher fat content.
And it's not as tangy.
No,
I don't think.
I know. It's wonderful to use. Wherever you use cream cheese, you can use this. Wonderful. You can use it on your bagel in the morning. Give you a little jump. All right.
Can I jump in?
Yes.
We're boiling. We're very boily. So you can do your dumplings by hand. I'm just going to scoop them so that nobody's going to fight over the bigger ones. And this is just raw dough, folks, but it's going to cook.
Look at that.
It's going to cook right in the slump, in the grunt.
There's so much action going on in that pan.
It's grunting away beautifully.
So I can see why you need this size pan, too.
Well, if you make this double batch, I mean, this is a pretty big batch, but like I said, I mean, you know, when I made this for a group of my friends, everybody had seconds.
Oh, yeah. And
so there it is. I'm turning the heat down. I'm putting the lid back on. And when we open this up again, which is probably going to be when we're done, but when we open that back up again, those dumplings are going to be cooked through and they're going to be absolutely beautiful.
Okay. All right. So I have all my wet ingredients in here. This is a Smeg mixer. If you are in the market for a mixer, look at this one. Come and talk to us about this. This is the power horse, certainly. And
Just pull it back a little bit.
Okay.
And Diane's very familiar with it.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I have a KitchenAid that I'm waiting to give to my son so I can purchase one of these.
Same.
Yeah.
Except I don't have a son.
It's great. And we're just going to mix this until everything is well blended. This beater, by the way, is a scrape beater, so you don't have to stop your mixer in between. It's made so it's nicely going around all of the edges. There we go. And now I don't even have to take turns. I'm just going to dump this all in. You know, sometimes it says, take a little bit at a time. Not this cake. I wouldn't start on full blast with this, however, with the flour.
They know that from me, from my experience making huge messes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
And
And again, I'm just mixing it so that it's well blended. Oh, yes.
So it has a slow start. It also has, we don't need to put it on and get it dirty, but it also has this, as you may recall from some of my experiences, it still will poof out if you start it too fast, but it will save a lot of mess.
Did you take my spatch?
I did. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm just going to get this down. Now, the next step is a folding step. And, okay, see, there's a mess.
There's the dropping and then the folding. It's all part of the process, folks.
You know, no, I never claimed to be a clean or a neat cook.
It's not required.
No. Okay, so this is the beater that comes with the Smeg, the extra.
Yes. So what's beautiful about this, so a lot of people have the beater blades, which are made to fit the KitchenAid, and they're awesome, but they're made of plastic and they wear out.
Yeah.
This is very heavy duty stainless steel, and then these fins on it are covered with silicone, and this is not going to wear out.
No, not at all.
Trust me on that one.
These, this is 1.5 cups of blueberry, and I've just coated them with flour. And then we're just going to gently, just like the dumplings, we're gently going to fold this into the mixture. Not with a beater, not with a mixer, just gently. And I'm not trying to break up the blueberries.
And part of that is because you don't want the dough to be blue?
Well, I think you don't want a lot of the juices running through it either, right?
I would think so.
Okay, and we're going to put it into, it's called for a 9-inch pan. These are our USA pans. This is my favorite brand.
Mine too.
Obviously made in the United States, hence USA pan. They're heavy duty aluminum. They're ridged on the bottom, which helps facilitate the airflow. So you're baking very evenly. I have the cookie sheets, and I love them. My cookies never burn.
So the other thing is that these are coated with a silicone coating, so they are non-stick. You still want to, if it says to butter your pan or flour your pan, you still want to do that.
This is buttered and then parchment over it.
Right.
Yep.
And then hand wash only. If you put them into your dishwasher, they can start flaking. Yep. But they're fantastic.
They're heavy. They're heavy duty. I think they're the best. Just the best for baking.
Just the best.
Just the best. All right. By the way, Amy gave me a good suggestion the other day. When you buy fresh fruit, it really is good to take them out of those clam shells. Put them in, Amy said a jar, like a canning jar with a lid on it. I happen to have Zwilling vacuum seal glass containers, which I use. So your fruit your fruit can last much, much longer. Okay.
So that goes into
a 350.
You're going to take this home to bake. So what temperature?
350 for 35 minutes. If you have a convection oven, a little less than that, as I've learned also.
Yes. So typically, I think convection oven, you can do the same temperature, 30 minutes less, or 50 degrees lower for the same amount of time.
Yep.
Don't take my word for it, though. Google it and make sure. Convection is great, but it is a little bit different than a standard oven. So what do we have here? This is a finished product.
So this is a finished product. So this isn't a high-rise cake. This is the finished product. We've sprinkled some confectionery sugar on it. I took the remaining half cup of blueberries, heated them on the stove, added a couple of tablespoons of sugar, and just let it, what do you call it when the juice exudes? It's just so that the juice exudes.
We're women of a certain age, we can't think of words.
That's why you have friends.
I've been having trouble with dumplings all day, and finally I've been able to say
Or
it.
you can also do whipped cream. but I kind of like that presentation.
It's really nice.
Okay.
And I like how it's not just coated with the berries. They're just there for a little
And
extra.
where did I get this beautiful dish? Oh, wait. Now you're cooking.
Oh, yes, we have cake stands. So when you're making this Slump or Grunt, that is gorgeous, by the way. I can't wait to try a piece.
Thank you.
You don't want to open it up until it's going to, once you put the dumplings in, it takes about 35 minutes. I'm going to open it up so you can see what's happening in there, and it's going to be okay, folks. It's going to be okay. But typically you don't want to open it up because it lets all the steam out, and you're using that steam to cook the dumplings. So look at that. They actually look pretty, well, yeah, you can see on the inside it's still a little bit doughy. Can't see anything because my glasses are all steamed up, but
That's beautiful.
but those are going to cook maybe another 5 or 10 minutes, and then you can let it cool for a little bit. You can reheat it.
Yep.
If you want to make it before your dinner party.
And then do you just spoon out and everybody gets...
Spoon it into a bowl, plop some ice cream on top of there. Vanilla with little vanilla beans is really good, but I mean, we're in Maine, coffee ice cream with blueberries. It's really okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's really good. So next week, Lubna and
Pita.
Greek pita, and I'll be doing that. We are hiring, so if you're interested, please come in and pick up an application. We can also talk to you about what we do here.
And we really do have a good time. It's fun. It really is.
It's fun. It is. It's work.
Yep.
But it's fun work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Says,
benefits of working here is your kitchen will never look better.
yeah. Oh my God. It might look less crowded right now, but anyway,
Right.
we have some great perks for our employees besides the fact that we're really fun people. So anyway,
And we're planning some more fun exhibits.
Yes.
Videos. Yeah, we might have a Karen's idea of the 5-minute cooking segment.
yeah.
Yeah. So
anyway, lots of things happening. We hope that you'll try these spring, summer, fall, or winter. You can always get Wyman's or any other Maine blueberries in your freezer of your favorite grocer. We do recommend using the Maine blueberries because we're in Maine, but if you're in Oregon or somewhere else making this, go for it. Use whatever you want, frozen or raw. You probably want fresh. I say raw, fresh or frozen. You probably want fresh in that because otherwise they'll get very blueberry-y. But yeah, this is delicious, and we have people waiting to try. So we're going to say good night, and we'll see you next week.
Good night, all.